Alright, what's up guys? It's Beastly here, and today I wanted to talk about the FAMAS and its new patch. It really wasn't that big of a deal, and it didn't hurt the FAMAS, but it kind of changed the way it works. So I'm doing this gameplay fresh. I'm recording the commentary portion of it as I'm watching it in theater mode. That way, I can actually tell you about stuff that's going on and how I use it differently. And you'll see that I am using the MP5K with steady aim, but everybody on their team had a FAMAS, so I would just quickly swap it out and use it. And since I have steady aim, you kind of see how slow the FAMAS actually aims down sight. And yeah, since I don't have sleight of hand, you can kind of see and tell. It kind of scopes in, or it aims down sights at the same speed of a light machine gun, but just a little bit faster. In my opinion, I don't know, but it doesn't really. It's not that big of a deal in my opinion because with perks like steady aim and stopping power, it really. I said stopping power, steady aim and sleight of hand. It gives you the the little bit of edge you need, and it always does. But I'm just saying the FAMAS patch is not that big of a deal. It just redesigned the way the FAMAS works, and if they don't change it, I guess you're gonna have to get used to it. If you don't like it, you could probably try to get accustomed to the AUG and all of its downfalls and advantages. But like I said, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. But let me just fast forward through this to a point where I actually pick up a FAMAS because it's better that you actually see. Alright, no, I picked up a Spectre here. I quickly pick up the FAMAS right here. And yeah, if you haven't tried out the FAMAS lately, and that right there is advantage to my Steady Aim Pro. And if you haven't tried out the FAMAS lately, I advise you do it. And just it feels like you're using a totally different gun. Like the center speed, they said they slowed it down, but at the same time, it feels like the FAMAS has a lot less recoil than it did. I find myself like even when I burst fire, the center speed it seems the same because the recoil seems lowered. It doesn't recoil up and to the right as much as it did before. It doesn't do it as heavily. Like sometimes when it'll randomly just have that jump, when it'll just jump heavily to the right when you're shooting across the map, that's when the sensor speed feels like it's really slow because when you're across the map and it just has that random jump, it'll take forever before it actually gets to the center. I should have recorded this live. You see right here, I actually stopped to see how slow it aimed down sight. And since I don't have Sleight of Hand Pro on right now, it kind of feels even slower. But it kind of feels like a light machine gun with Sleight of Hand, without Sleight of Hand. So, like I said, if you hate the FAMAS, the way they redesigned it, I guess you could try to get used to the AUG, but in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal. It only took me like the first 3 games to actually realize, or it took me the first game to actually realize what they did to it, and it took me like 2 other games to like actually, just figure out when is it gonna recoil, when should I just burst, and it kind of trains you to be more accurate. The new patch, that's what it more or less it does that, because I find myself just like bursting 3 shots, because like I'll aim at somebody, fire like 3 to 5 shots, and then I'll stop and just start shooting again. Like it kind of trains me to be a little bit more accurate. And right here I just stopped shooting because Droop him up said he was getting a clip right there. He was sniping them all, so I just let him snipe him. And yeah, I don't know if it was because I had the reflex sight. I didn't really notice the recoil, because rumor has it that the recoil on the reflex is a lot lowered. So I really don't know if it was because of that. But I was using a red dot today earlier too, and I didn't see any difference. So the FAMAS is still a good weapon. It's still, in my opinion, up there with the highest, with the high damage assault rifles and stuff, and one of the best. Still up there. Maybe it's not completely at where it is because in some people's opinions, but my opinion it still is because they really just redesigned it. But some people can they can argue and say that since it doesn't scope in as fast. You know, it's not what it used to be, or it's not what it once was. And I beg to differ. the speed and power of the FAMAS is what makes it you know, highly advantageous over all the other guns in its class. And you know, the AUG has the same speed and power, just a different recoil pattern. And like I said, it seems like they just they just like lowered the amount of recoil, or they reduced it, and you know, just made the center speed slower. And before I start saying the same thing like 2 or 3 times over and over and over again in the commentary, you know, I just want to stop myself. But if you haven't tried out the FAMAS, I advise you do. And you know, just watch the rest of this gameplay. It's about let's see, it has about 3 more minutes. So yeah, try out the FAMAS if you haven't tried it. I advise you do. And since I'm done talking about the FAMAS, just want to give you some channel updates. So yesterday I was doing a live commentary session of like, I did 6 live comms before I stopped doing it, and today I uploaded a live commentary today. I think you guys probably already seen it. It was like a sniper gameplay, or a sniper live commentary. And not the best score, but who cares? You know, it was still fun. I was having a good time, so I decided to upload it. Now, the 6 live commentaries I did all had good scores. I was raping them in their spawn in all of the games I played. And even the last game, the 6th and final game of the live comm session, I was sniping. So, you know, that's something to look forward to. And if you like this video so far, if you've made it to this point, could you do me a favor and just like? If you really enjoyed, you could favorite the video, because it really helps me out. And since you know, I'm kind of a smaller channel, if you haven't noticed, so it really helps me out when people rate and favorite the videos if you really enjoyed. And I don't know if I'm getting better at commentary, but I've been doing commentary about like what, 6 to 7 months now, seriously. And I've been seriously getting into this YouTube channel for like the past what, probably since like January, February. I was seriously getting into it. Before that, I was just doing the occasional commentary and making Black Ops montages like weekly or something like that. But you know, I stopped with the Black Ops montages for some reason. Sniping in Black Ops, I just like after I made the montage 10 Senses, which came out like what, 4 or 5 months ago, coming up on now. We're coming up on like 5 months now. And whoa, that lady got a quad, and that was pretty awesome. And we're coming up on 4 or 5 months since 10 Senses has been uploaded. And since I was working on that montage, like, it was only a week. I gave myself a week to get some clips. I just wanted to make a montage for that game because I haven't. And when I was working on that, it kind of like, I kind of like stopped playing Black Ops, and I didn't really want to snipe in it anymore. I didn't really stop playing, I just didn't want to snipe. And yeah, now that, like, you know, I don't know where I was going with that, but steady aim also was another thing. You guys should try that over sleight of hand if you're getting bored, you know, and you want to fuck around. Your Russian class, the class that you have lightweight on, and you tend to rush around a lot, try to put steady aim pro on it, the pro version. If you don't have the pro version yet, you should get it. This commentary is coming to an end. I get these last 2 guys, and my final score is 40-5. But steady aim is a really good perk for when you're running around, because you can pull out your gun faster. And when you're running around, it's a more reliable perk than sleight of hand. So you should try it out. If you really enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you thumbs it up. Or if you didn't like it, you know, you can dislike it. But so long as you leave a comment, I'm satisfied. And I hope you enjoyed. Peace.